rumors about Lily Allen's new album have kicked open a door she probably hoped would stay shut. The songs hint at a stormy marriage, whispered secrets, and a partner who, according to her lyrics, lived a life she didn't fully see. But the moment she started releasing those clues, the internet didn't just look at David Harbour. It turned around and pulled out her entire history instead. And what surfaced wasn't small. For years, fans had quietly collected stories about Lily's friendships, her scandals, her affairs, and even her own memoir. Now everything is resurfacing at once, and the picture forming is far more complicated than the album suggests. But that's only the beginning. Section 1. The album that started. It All Lily's new album immediately caught attention because so many of the lyrics sound like they're aimed directly at her ex-husband, David Harbour. She never names him outright, but the stories inside the songs are impossible to ignore. Listeners claim the tracks paint a picture of emotional distance, accusations of dishonesty, and even a relationship that wasn't as traditional as fans once believed. The detail that sparked the biggest conversation? Lines that make it sound like someone in her life wanted an open arrangement, and wasn't exactly subtle about it. None of these claims come from Lily directly outside the music, but fans swear the clues line up. And once those interpretations started spreading, the internet didn't stop at David. They started digging into Lily's older interviews, podcasts, memoirs, and memories people thought she'd left behind. And that's when everything shifted. Section 2. The internet brings up her past. The moment Lily hinted at relationship issues in her album, old stories began resurfacing everywhere. People brought up interviews, podcast moments, and allegations from years ago, many of which Lily had already spoken about publicly. Even situations involving names like Zoe Kravitz and former friends started trending again. Some viewers said the timing felt almost ironic. She was calling out someone else, right as the world remembered all the times she had exposed herself. And the first story people revisited wasn't just messy. It involved her closest friend, because according to Lily's own words, she once created chaos where she knew she shouldn't. Section 3. Sleeping with her friend's crush, Lily's own confession. On her podcast, Miss Me, Lily openly admitted something that stunned even longtime fans. Years ago, she slept with a guy her best friend Maquita Oliver was openly into, and Lily said she knew exactly what she was doing. According to her, she fancied him, and instead of stepping back, she made a move anyway. She even joked that she got hers, while Maquita got left out entirely. The confession was casual, but the fallout wasn't. Lily said Maquita didn't speak to her for 6 months, and their friendship hit a breaking point they barely recovered from. Listeners weren't shocked by the story, but they were shocked by how proudly Lily told it. And that wasn't the only time her decisions with friends raised eyebrows. Section 4. Another story that damaged a friendship. Maquita later shared another situation that added fuel to the conversation. She said a well-known pop star had been showing interest in her, not Lily. Yet Lily allegedly flew to Japan to be with him anyway. The way the story was told, it sounded less like a coincidence and more like a habit. Online discussions exploded. Reddit threads filled with people calling Lily self-centered, competitive, or sabotage-prone. And whether those opinions were fair or exaggerated, the internet wasn't done dragging up her past. Because the next story involved a married rock star and a mile-high rumor that refuses to disappear. Section 5. The Mile High Scandal, with Liam Gallagher. For years, rumors have circled around Lily and Oasis singer Liam Gallagher. According to a report from a former plane captain, and stories Lily herself later touched on, the two allegedly hooked up on a flight. Liam was married at the time, which made the rumor even louder. Lily later wrote about the incident in her memoir, and according to her, Liam begged her not to make it public. Fans immediately sympathized with Liam's then-wife Nicole, who was reportedly blindsided by the situation. But the more Lily addressed the topic, the more people questioned why she seemed so comfortable discussing something so painful for someone else's family, and shows quickly picked up on it. Section 6. Lily's TV appearances only made it bigger. When Lily appeared on talk shows, interviewers didn't hesitate to bring up the story. Instead of deflecting or distancing herself, she joked about it. Audiences didn't know how to feel. Some thought she was being honest, while others felt she was bragging about something that should have stayed private. Clips from those interviews have resurfaced repeatedly. And every time they do, people say the same thing. Lily rarely seems embarrassed by her own chaos. But the next moment people revisited wasn't scandalous. It just painted her as surprisingly unapologetic about choices most parents wouldn't broadcast. Section 7. Sending her daughter to economy. While she flew first class, in another podcast moment, Lily casually mentioned that she flies first class while her daughter, just 12 at the time, flies in economy. When Maquita reacted in shock, Lily doubled down, insisting she didn't see an issue with it. She didn't apologize or reframe it. She simply stated it like it was normal. The internet called the story cold, strange, and even irresponsible. Some joked that even celebrities who act like divas keep their kids nearby on flights. But Lily didn't seem bothered. Around this point in the old videos, there would be a sponsored segment, but we're keeping this version clean and uninterrupted. Section 8. Zoe Kravitz pushes back. One story that resurfaced came straight from Lily's memoir, where she described a moment with actress Zoe Kravitz. According to Lily, it was a kiss. But Zoe later gave a completely different account, one that sounded far less mutual. Zoe publicly commented that Lily had essentially attacked her, and that the moment wasn't romantic or consensual in the way Lily framed it. Then, in the most cutting response possible, Zoe added, "Who is Lily Allen?" making it extremely clear she wanted distance. The contradiction added tension to Lily's public image, and fans debated which version was closer to the truth. Regardless, the moment became another example of Lily creating narratives that didn't always match what others remembered. But that wasn't the only time her artistic choices sparked backlash. Section 9. Cultural appropriation controversy. Years ago, Lily released the music video for Hard Out Here, featuring predominantly Black and Asian dancers. Viewers immediately accused her of cultural appropriation, and discussions spread quickly. Lily first defended herself, then later openly admitted she had been guilty of exactly what people were criticizing. It was one of those moments where she acknowledged her role in the controversy. But it didn't stop the internet from revisiting it once her new album stirred the pot again. Because even more personal stories were waiting right behind it. Section 10. Escort confession during her marriage. In her memoir, Lily described hiring female escorts while married and said at the time she didn't consider it cheating. Later, she admitted she was struggling emotionally, drinking heavily, and using the encounters as a way to escape loneliness on tour. It was raw and honest, but also painful to read. The internet brought it up again as proof that Lily's romantic life has always been chaotic, and that her new album wasn't just about someone else's mistakes. But one of the most criticized moments from her past had nothing to do with romance, and everything to do with questionable judgment. Section 11. The Halloween costume that went too far. During the height of Kesha's allegations against producer Dr. Luke, Lily wore a costume labeled Dr. Luke the Gynecologist. Even at the time, people were shocked. With everything that was happening publicly, the costume felt insensitive and tone-deaf. It has since been called one of the most inappropriate Halloween decisions any celebrity has made. And with her new album reviving attention, that moment returned to the spotlight too. But the pile-on didn't stop there. The internet remembered one more incident that critics never let go. Section 12. Returning her dog to the shelter. Lily adopted a dog, then returned it after it allegedly gnawed on the family's passports. People were instantly upset. Many said it was irresponsible to leave important documents where a dog could get them. Others said returning an adopted animal over a single mistake was cold. The story spread fast and stuck to her reputation for years. And then came one of the quotes fans still debate today. Section 13. Saying motherhood ruined her pop career. In one interview, Lily said, becoming a mother ruined her pop career. She later tried to explain that she meant her priorities changed. But the internet didn't forget the original line. Critics said it was heartbreaking for her kids to hear, especially later in life. So by the time she released her new album, people weren't just listening for the music. They were listening for what she might reveal, or what might contradict her past, and the album didn't disappoint.